Hi folks, as the season's ended, we're stuck on the vise a little bit more often, so I'm trying to share some patterns that's worked for me and how I tie them. So this is a wee Blue Winged Olive. Just before we maybe tie the fly, I just want to explain that BWO is one of this fly that the bodies, for the size of the body, they have a slightly longer wing. You'll notice that whenever you have one of the critters in your hand. So in the vise here I'm putting a size 16 hook. Just a standard dry fly hook's fine. And the thread I'm using here is a brown olive semper fly. Excuse me a second. So start the thread about 1 millimeter back from the eye and trim off your waist piece. And this is a tan Zelon, and I'm going to take just a small amount, about 15-20 strands of it. I'm going to set that directly on the hook top with a pinch and loop, a couple of turns, and then I'm going to grab everything and tie it back. Touching turns. Down to effectively where the barb would have been on the fly, and then trim this off at about 3 millimeters. And this is just to represent the shock of the fly. If you want to get really fancy, you can get a brown Sharpie and approximately halfway down that shock put a wee brown mark. There is a little bit of banding on them, but that's being extra. The tail I'm going to use is Coq de Leon, and again you'll notice I don't take them out of the cape as such. This fly only has 2 tails, but I'm going to put in 3 or 4, and I'm going to measure them. Just bring your silk forward a little bit. I'm going to measure them the length of the body, reposition that, hold that in position, and then you can tie these in with a loose pinch and loop. Tie those down. Again, this is dry fly, the body doesn't really matter, but this is, I think this is called oyster wool. I got this as a Sawyer's bug alternative. So I've taken off 1 strand of this, and with my thumbnail I'm just going to tease out just to make it thinner, and then I'm going to retwist it a little bit. So we've now got this really fine point. I'm just going to square that up for tying in. So with the silk forward, tie this in with a pinch and loop, and then open turns, just 3 open turns, and then pull it back till it's in the last 2, and then get down to where the tail goes in, and then back up again to tie those butts in. So I'm not leaving this wool this colour, and you've 2 choices. You can either do it now or you can do it after the fly, but I think doing it now helps a little bit. The colour I'm using here is 124, just standard marker, and stroking it towards the body. I don't want to colour my Zelon now, but stroking towards the body, I want to colour all that. And you need to colour about 1.5 inches or so. So again, I'm going to now twist this not too much of a twist because there's only a few strands at the start, and then in almost, just let's say almost touching turns, we're going to form a body. And I don't mind if there's a few straggles come out. And then I'm going to tie this off in the upward position. And trim this off. So next material is the wing, and this is, sorry, this card's been with me a long time. This is polypropylene yarn, floating polypropylene yarn, and I've taken off 2 inches and then doubled it. So this is the doubled section here. I'm not too worried about it being straggled at the end, but this side here's a little bit square. So I'm going to set this on the top of the hook, and I want to leave these butts in place, so I'm going to set it here and then a pinching loop on top, and again this thread's brilliant, and then a couple of turns in at the front of the base, and then we've got a nice presented wing. Okay, so we're now ready for a hackle, and this is a dyed done grizzle. We shout out to Cookshill, who helped me pick this at the last show I was out there in Galway. So we want to pick from this sort of genetic cape. We need to pick it's quite a small hackle we're looking. So I've got to know my capes a little bit well, so I've picked out one of these, and just to show you how to know a good hackle, or why genetics work so well, if I pull these out parallel, you'll see that all the way down they're level. So that means we're going to get a good length of hackle in here, a good number of turns. So 2 turns at the front, and then 2 turns at the back, and then go to the front and catch the little stalk in. And again, for this size of hackle, I use my super light cheapy hackle pliers, and I'm looking to get three turns at the back of the wing. Oh, that slipped down. Again, if you make a little mistake, just go back. Again, this is happening because I have a camera quite close to the lens. So we've got that in place, and again, sorry, but this is so close to the camera. Trying to do better quality images, and I don't have a big expensive camera, so we've got that hackle secured, and now I want to get these the odd little stalk that's going forward, and then we're going to go straight in and do a whip finish. Again, these little dry flies I don't really worry too much about varnishing them. All I'm looking to do is get a few fish out of them. So then I'm bringing this hackle forward into position, and then we're going to trim the wing. And again, if you want to take a guide, the wing should be to the back of your imitation shuck. So again, it's a long winged fly, and again you can trim this a little bit on the water. And again, if you're fishing a run, I would fish it like this, but if you're fishing a flat bit, then I would, with your scissors on the water, just trim out the base. I'll do it on this one just to show you. So I trim it out with the scissors pointing backwards. So that would be a version that I would use in calmer water, but the ones I tie in the box have the full hackle on them. Folks, I really hope you enjoyed seeing this little fly. It's modern in its techniques of having a imitation shuck and the little bit at the back here, which is the sort of wing buds. Hope you liked it. Thanks very much.